and 2 make 5. 5 make 10. 10, 20. Item. On the 24th, a mild enema, insinuative and emollient, to lubricate, loosen, and stimulate the gentleman's bowels. That's one thing I like about my apothecaries, Florence and Flora. The invoices are so extraordinarily polite. The gentleman's bowels. 30 sous? Well, no. Politeness isn't everything. Let's be reasonable and not swindle the sick, huh? Yeah. And with all due respect, in their last invoice, they only charged me 20. And we know that when an apothecary says 20, he really means half of that. So there we are. Yeah, 10 sous. Item, on the same day, a good detergent enema, compounded according to prescription, of a double potassium benzoate, phenylketur, and methylsilicone, which we all know is an emulsifier, to thoroughly clean out the gentleman's lower intestine. 30 sous. With all respect, 10. Item, the same evening, a hepatic, soporific, and somniferent julep to induce the gentleman to sleep. 35 sous. Got no complaints about that, it worked. But half of 35, 10, 15, 16, 17 and a half sous. Item, on the 25th, a sound purgative and stimulating concoction of fresh isopropyl citrate, choline chloride, and ethoxenol, as prescribed by Dr. Burgoyne. Well, that's my doctor. 80 sous? No. I'll give you 60 sous, and we'll put down 30. Item, the same day, a powerful dose to disperse and dissipate the gentleman's wind. 20 sous, we'll put down 10. Glad to see you so reasonable. Moving along, I can give you their card later. All right, let's see. A tonic compounded of 12 grains of fluoroaliphatic resin, trichloroethane, and syrup of phenylalanine as according to prescription. 100 sous! Oh my God! What's a copay for these days? You know, if we go on like this, people can't afford to get sick. It sounds familiar, doesn't it? Well, I'll give you 80 sous, and we'll put down 40. Let's see, total 3 and 2 make 5, 5 make 10, 10, 20, carry the 1. Total 1,264 and a half sous. Ooh. Well, that means that this month I've had, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 prescriptions, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 enemas. Last month I had 12 prescriptions and 20 enemas. No wonder I'm feeling worse this month. Oh, I must have a word with Dr. Burgoyne and get him to straighten this matter out. Come, take this away, someone. Is anyone there? They are always doing this to me. No matter how often I instruct them to the contrary, they are always leaving me alone. I'm smarter than the average bear. I got myself a bell. A bell that doesn't make enough noise. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. No use. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. They must all be deaf as posts around here. Fix this. What it? Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling! Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling! Where is she? She's a good-for-nothing servant. I've never had such a worse servant in all my days. What it? Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling! Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling! Oh, God, it's pitiful how they just leave a sick man alone for so long. How would you leave your sick uncle alone for this long? I don't think so. Oh, God. Oh, this is it. Oh, I'm dying. Oh, call 911. Ting-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. What that? Ting-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Ting-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
I'm coming.
Oh,
nothing.
Oh, damn your impatience. Oh, you're rushing a person, so you've made me go and bump my head against the post.
You're a clumsy fool. Get down here. You get down here right now. How can you leave me alone? Would you be quiet so that I can scream at you?
I like that after I've just hurt myself.
Now you made me go and shout myself hoarse.
And you made me bump my head, so we're even.
Why don't you listen to me?
Oh, you scream, I cry.
Abandoning me like that. Can you just stop it? Would you be quiet?
Can't I even have the pleasure of scolding her when I want to?
Scold all you want. I'm not stopping you.
You are stopping me. You interrupt me every time I try.
But if you're going to have the pleasure of scolding me, I'm going to have a good cry. Well, that's fair, isn't it?
No, you just listen to me right now. How you be quiet. Stop it. All right. Take this away.
With pleasure.
Be careful with that. Yes. Did my enema work well today?
Your enema?
Yes, my enema. Did I pass much bile?
Don't ask me. Let your doctor poke his nose into it. He gets paid for it.
You make sure the hot water's ready for the next one. None of your tricks.
Your Dr. Burgoyne and your apothecaries, Florent and Flora, exposition people, are having a fine old time with your carcass. If it weren't for them, you wouldn't even know you were sick. They're milking you like a cow. I'd like to ask them if you really need all those medicines. If you were sick, that would be another thing.
Who are you to question the doctor's orders? You send my daughter Angelique to me. I have something to say to her.
Oh, well, here she is. She must have read your mind. Oh, good morning, Father.
There you are, my dear. I have something to tell you.
I'm all attention, Father.
Oh, God. Oh, God. I'll be right back.
Oh, Master, hurry, but don't forget your stick.
Oh,
you can't walk without your stick, but well, I can.
I'll be right back.
Can you pick that up?
Oh, God, it's going to be close.
Get it? Yes, what? Look at me.
Oh!
I'm looking.
Oh, it's just you won't stop.
I wish it would. Yes.
I feel 10 pounds lighter.
He must have chopped off his head. I want to talk. Yes, about what? Oh, can't you guess? Well, if I had to guess, I would say it was about that young man of ours. For the last week, you wanted to talk of nothing else. Well, I admit I never tire of talking of him. Oh, you don't blame me for feeling about him the way I do. Not at all. Is it wrong of me to indulge in these sweet fantasies? I wouldn't say that. Would you have any indifference to his protestations of love? Oh, God forbid. You do agree with me, don't you? That there was something quite providential, something like destiny, the way we first met that day at the theater? Oh, yes. Oh, and the way he came to my rescue without knowing me was most chivalrous. Oh, yes. And it was very gallant the way he chastised that rude fellow who forced his attentions on me. Yes. He couldn't have behaved more charmingly, could he? Oh, no. Oh, and all done so gallantly. Oh, yes. Oh, don't you think he's very nice looking for that? Oh, absolutely. And that he has the most attractive way about him. Oh, absolutely. And that there's real nobility in everything he says and does. Oh, for sure. And the way father and stepmother keep me under restraint and prevent any exchange of the tender affection which mutually inspires us is just too annoying. Too annoying, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Oh. Jeanette, you really think he loves me the way he says he does? Well, now that's where you have to be careful. You see, it's not always easy to tell true love from pretend love. I remember you. Whatever you mean, Jeanette. Oh, well, how can he possibly speak the way he does and not be telling the truth? Well, we'll soon find out. Soon enough. Thank you. He wrote to you yesterday and said that he had made up his mind to ask your father for your hand in marriage. If he does ask, unlike other people, that will be a good sign of seeing if he's on the level. It'll be a good test. If he should deceive me, Colette, I'll never believe another man as long as I live. Here comes your father.
Take this away.
Oh,
Take it away.
Yes, sir. I need a raise.
Francess.
Punchinella!
What do you want?
Cat!
Oh my God, no, I snapped it. Oh, no, no, I have to take a shower. No, my daughter, I have something to tell you. I have some news for you. Something you were perhaps not expecting. I've received an offer of marriage for you. Oh, what's happening? There seems to be nothing that makes young women laugh more. Nature, oh, Mother Nature. What to tell by your reaction, there's no need in asking you if you want to be married.
Oh, it is my duty to obey you in everything, Father.
Oh, I'm very pleased to have such an obedient daughter. It's all settled then.
Oh, it's my duty to do without question whatever you say.
Your stepmother wanted me to put you into a convent. You and your little sister Louison as well. She's always been set on that idea.
The old cow has her reasons, I'm sure.
Quiet, you.
She wouldn't agree to the marriage, but I won my point and I've given my word.
How happy I am for your goodness, Father.
I haven't seen the young man yet, but they tell me I shall be very pleased, and so shall you.
Oh, you may be sure that I shall, Father.
Why, have you seen him?
Oh, now that your consent permits me to confess it, I won't hesitate to tell you that we already made each other's acquaintance a week ago when I attended the theater with Auntie B. And you've been asked for my hand because we fell in love at first sight.
Well, they didn't tell me that. But I'm very pleased to hear it.
Oh,
They say he's a fine, handsome young man.
yes, Father.
Graceful.
Oh, yes.
Likeable.
Absolutely.
Nice looking.
Oh, very nice looking.
Get a grip, you. He comes from a good family.
Unquestionably.
He's trustworthy.
Utterly trustworthy.
He speaks good Greek and Latin.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's taking his degree in medicine in 3 days.
Is he?
Yes, didn't he tell you?
Not really. No. Oh, so who told you?
Dr. Burgoyne.
Oh, does Dr. Burgoyne know him?
What a question. Of course he knows him. He's his own nephew.
Cleon is Dr. Burgoyne's nephew.
Cleon? Who is Cleon? We're talking about the man who's going to marry you.
Oh, yes, of course.
Well, then he's Dr. Burgoyne's nephew, son of his brother-in-law, Dr. Diaphanous. The son's name is Thomas, not Cleon. We arranged the whole thing this morning, Dr. Burgoyne, Flora, and myself. What's the matter with you? You look flabbergasted or something.
Oh, I just realized, Father, that you have been talking about one person, and I've been talking about someone else entirely.
What?
A master. With all the money you've got, why marry your daughter to a mere doctor? What a stupid scheme.
What does it do with you, you brazen hussy?
Oh, name calling right away. Can we not just, cannot we? This is not Shakespeare. Without losing our temper. Oh, what's that I hear? Still time? Oh, Pavlovian. All right, calmly. Oh, good. Yes, good boy. Now, without losing our tempers, would you mind my asking, what are your reasons for this marriage?
Oh, my reason is that in light of the sick and feeble state that I'm in, I want to marry my daughter into the medical profession so that I can be assured of the proper care for my illness and have consultations and prescriptions whenever I want them and to have a supply of drugs within my own family.
Well, that's certainly a reason. Professor, cross your heart. Are you really sick?
What do you mean, am I really sick? You impudent slattern, am I sick?
All right, you're sick. I agree with you. Let's not argue about that. You're sick.
Yes.
Very, very sick. Sicker than you think.
Yes.
But your daughter isn't sick, so there's no reason to get a doctor for her.
It's for me, not her, that I marry her to a doctor. A child with any proper feeling ought to be ecstatic to marry someone who will contribute to her father's health.
May I offer you some friendly advice?
What advice am I going to get from a kid like you?
Name calling. My advice is to forget about this marriage.
Forget about it?
Yes.
Why?
Because your daughter will never consent to it.
Oh, she'll never consent.
No.
My daughter?
Your daughter. I'm telling you, she won't have anything to do with Dr. Diaphragm or Dr. Thomas Diaphragm, or the whole pack of Dr. Diaphragm.
I'm telling you, she will. This match is more advantageous than you think. Dr. Diaphragm's son is his sole heir. And what's more, Dr. Burgoyne, the uncle, has neither wife nor child. He'll leave his entire estate to the heirs of this marriage, and Dr. Burgoyne is a man with $8,000 a year.
8,000 a year?
8,000 a year!
Well, he must have killed a lot of patients to make all that money.
Yes! 8,000 a year is a pretty fair sum of money.
Well, that's all very well and good, but I stick to my previous point.
Which is?
My advice between ourselves is to find another husband for your daughter. She's not cut out to be Madame Diaphragm.
Look, but I'm determined she shall be.
Oh. Now don't say that.
Why not?
Because everyone will say you've lost your mind. 1, 2, 3. You've lost your mind.
Let them say what they like. I'm telling you, she'll do as I promised. Well, then we'll make her.
No, you don't do it.
Who'll stop me?
You will.
I will.
Yes. You won't have the heart to do it.
Yes, I will.
No, you're just kidding.
I'm not kidding.
Mark my words. A few tears, her arms around your neck, and a sweet little voice, and it'll be all over. Yes, it will.
I'm telling you, I won't budge an inch.
Fiddlesticks!
Don't you ever say fiddlesticks to me.
Master, I know you better than that. You are much too soft-hearted.
I'm not a bit soft-hearted. I can be a perfect bastard when I want to be.
Right, different angle, you are a very sick man. Be careful, you might break your heart or suffocate.
I absolutely command her to prepare to marry the man I have chosen.
And I absolutely forbid her to do anything of the sort.
What is the world coming to? A servant talking like this to her master.
When a master doesn't know what he's doing, it's a sensible servant's right to set him straight. She agrees with me.
I'm going to hurry. Right now. All these people. She's going to talk to me like that.
I'm only trying to keep you from making a fool of yourself. You can hardly run.
Oh, what? Get her! Stop her! I'm gonna get it this time.
Whatever brings this marriage. He's taking them off.
Angelique, if you don't stop her, you go into a convent.
If she does, I go into a convent.
Oh, someone stop them. They're driving me crazy. Come and rescue me, someone!
Oh, whatever's the matter, my dear?
Oh, my dearest, come help me!
Okay. Okay, I'm ready. 1, 2, 3. Okay, to the chair?
Yeah, chair.
Okay. Okay, easy, easy, easy. Oh, what is it then, my sweet boy?
Oh, my dear, they've upset me. I who never gets upset would really upset me.
Oh, there, poor little hubby. What is it, dear heart?
Is that horrible torment of yours? Oh, she has infuriated me.
Oh, just relax, take it easy.
She had the nerve to tell me I'm not sick.
Oh, the gall.
Oh, you know, dear heart, how sick I am.
Yes, darling, it's very wrong of her.
Oh, she'll be the death of me.
Oh, there, just take it easy.
She's the cause of all this bile I'm secreting.
Oh, now don't upset yourself again.
I've asked you to get rid of her. I don't know how many
Oh,
times.
good heavens, my dear. You know how hard it is to get good help nowadays. And there's no such thing as a servant without fault. We're forced to put up with their bad points now and then because of their good ones. She's clever, conscientious, please. With kid gloves.
Lollipop?
Put it! Put it, madam! Put it! Why have you been annoying my husband?
Madam Heavens, I don't know what you mean. I always try to please the master in everything.
The liar, she's a liar.
Why, just this morning the master was telling me that he had found a suitable match for his daughter, and I said that although it seemed like a good potential marriage, he would do much better to put her into a convent.
Oh, well, there's nothing much wrong in that. I think she's quite good.
No, don't believe her. She's been saying all kinds of rude things to me.
Pull yourself together, my dear. I believe you, my dear.
Juanette, if you ever annoy my husband again, I'll dismiss you. Yeah, now give me his robe and his pillows, and I'll make you comfortable in this chair. Oh, you are every which way. Oh, pull your nightcap over your ears. There's nothing like letting the air in that door for giving you a cold.
I'm so grateful to you, my dear, for taking such care of me.
This on?
I love my dog.
Yes, now let me set this under you. And we'll put this one into there. And this one at the other side. And this one at your back. And this one to keep your head up.
And this one to keep the flies off.
She's trying to smother me! The rat trying to smother me!
To the chair. To the chair.
I can't go on! Oh, I can't go on!
Oh, I guess it was meant to be too hard.
It's gonna take a dozen enemas to put me right now.
There, my sweet Jew. Calm yourself.
Oh, I'm so grateful to you, dear, for the care you bestow on me. Oh, I'm intending, as I was telling you, to make my will.
Oh, please, darling, let's not talk about such things. When a woman loves her husband as I do, she's in no condition to think of that sort of thing. The very word will makes me shudder.
But I told you to talk to your notary about it.
Oh, yes, he's here.
Come in, Monsieur Bonnefoy, come in. Sir, my wife has told me what a trustworthy man you are, so I asked her to speak with you about this will I intend to make.
Oh, dear, I just can't talk about such things.
She has explained your intentions, monsieur, what you have in mind to do for her. But I feel it is my professional duty to advise you. You can't leave anything to your wife in your will. What?
What?
Why, it's contrary to customary law. If you live in a district where statutory law prevails, you could do it. But here in Paris, in districts where customary law is enforced, it's out of the question. Any such provision would be de facto, null and void. The only provision man and wife can make for each other is by mutual gift during their lifetime. Moreover, there must be no children, whether of that marriage or of either party during the time of the decease of the testator.
This is a ridiculous custom. A man can't leave money to his wife who loves and cares for him. Well, I'm going to get a second opinion on this.
It's no use going to a lawyer. They always take a strict view of these things. They consider it a great crime to dispose of anything to the prejudice of law. They set up roadblocks, but never bother to learn the detours around one's conscience. But there are other people you can consult who are more accommodating and have a means of quietly getting around the law, adjusting little things which aren't really permitted. People who know how to smooth over these little difficulties and find a means of evading the requirements of customary law by indirect means. My card.
Evading the law your desire? Bonnefoys for hire. Have quill, will travel.
Where should we be without such people? If there weren't some kind of flexibility, we'd get nowhere.
My wife had told me what a clever and reliable man you are. Now, how can I leave my entire estate to her and see my children get nothing?
Well, you could select some intimate friend of your wife's on the quiet and make a will formally bequeathing it all to me, him, or her, as the case may be. And that person can hand the cash over to her later. Or you could form a number of debts to sundry creditors. These creditors then allow their names to be used on your wife's behalf and put into her hands a declaration that they hand the cash in question to her over as a gift. In simpler terms, they bond her for money. Or you can, in your lifetime, hand over to her your ready cash and any such collectible bills as you may have on hand.
Heavens, my dear, don't bother your head with all this. If anything happens to you, my precious, I won't want to go on living.
Oh, my dear wife.
Yes, my dear, if I were so unfortunate as to lose you.
Oh, my dearest, you're breaking my
Life
heart.
would be worth nothing to me anymore. I should follow you to the grave and remember how dearly I love you.
No need for tears. We haven't gotten to that stage yet.
Oh, monsieur, you don't know what it's like to have a husband whom you love as dearly as I love mine.
Oh, my dear, my only regret is if I die, I have no child by you.
Oh.
Ooh, Dr. Burgoyne promised me he could enable me to have one.
Yay!
There's still time for that.
I must make my will in the way the gentleman suggests. But as a precaution, I'm going to hand over to you 20,000 francs, which I keep in my strongbox, and 2 bills which are due.
No, I want none of it. How much did you say you had in there?
20,000 francs in gold.
Oh, please don't talk to me about money. What was that other bill?
One is for 4,000 and the other 6,000 francs.
All the money in the world is worth nothing to me compared with you, my love.
Shall we proceed to drawing up the will?
Oh, yes, monsieur, but we'll be better suited in my study. I have some very important papers there. Oh, help me along. Hello?
Oh, my poor boy.
Your stepmother is not to be caught napping. I suspect she's trying to push your father into a conspiracy against your interests.
Oh, well, let him do what he likes with his money, as long as he doesn't dispose me of my heart. Oh, Jeanette, you've heard the dreadful plans he has for me. Oh, don't desert me now, I beg you.
I'll do everything I can for you. But if I'm going to help you effectively, I'm going to have to change my tactics. I'm going to have to pretend to go along with the wishes of your father and your stepmother.
Whatever you think is best. Oh, and do try and let my aunt know about this marriage they've arranged.
I already have. Here she comes. Trust in me.
Madam!
destiny, to speak with my lovely Angelique, to learn her feelings, and to ask her intentions concerning this dreadful marriage that I have just heard about.
Well, that's all very well and good, but I'm afraid you're not going to have that chance. You see, they won't let her speak to anyone.
Yes, but I'm not here as Cleant, her lover, but as the friend of her music master, who has authorized me to say he sent me here in his place.
2, 3,
Here comes your father. I'll hide him here and I'll tell him that you're talking.
Dr. Burgoyne said I was to walk up and down my room 12 times every morning, but I forgot to ask him whether he meant crosswise or lengthwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, up, 2, 3, 4.
Master!
Sure, do you mind? Your voice slices right through my head. Don't you know you're supposed to speak softly to invalids? 1, 2, 3, 4.
I just...
Quietly, please. 1, 2, 3.
Master.
Shh, do you mind? What? What are you saying? Speak up, for goodness sake. Good God, am I going deaf? What are you saying?
Maddie wanted to speak with you!
Send him in.
He's jealous that you're all on my side. Sorry.
Hello, monsieur.
Careful! Your voice will slice right through his head.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I'm delighted to find you up and about and see you are feeling better.
How do you mean feeling better? Why, the master is very poorly indeed.
Right about that.
Yes.
I had heard the gentleman was better, and I thought he looked well.
How do you mean look well? Why, people who say the master looks well don't know what they're talking about. The master's never been as poorly as he is now.
He's actually got something right for a change.
Of course, he can't do the bunny hop and eat and sleep and drink and do all the things that everyone else does, but that doesn't mean he isn't gravely ill.
I'm sorry to hear it, sir. And now that I look more closely, I see you are truly sick. I have come on behalf of your daughter's music master.
Music master?
Steve has had to go out of town for a few days because I'm a very close friend. He has sent me here to continue the young lady's lessons. Thus, the interruption might make her forget what she has already been taught by Stan.
Kind of a substitute teacher.
Exactly.
Very well, call Angelique.
Well, I think it would be better if I showed the man into her room.
No. Bring her here.
What? Master, he can't teach her properly except in private.
Yes, he can.
No, he can't. Master, think of your illness. Why, the music and the noise, and the noise will slice right through your head.
I'm very fond of music, and I'll be very... Well, here she is. You, go find my wife. Your music master's out of town, and here's someone he sent in his place to give you your lesson.
Oh, heavens!
What is it?
It's such a strange coincidence, Father.
What do you mean?
I dreamed last night that I was in the most dreadful predicament when I met someone just like this gentleman and asked him to help me. Oh, and he did. He managed to get me out of my difficulties. It was so surprising to come in here and see unexpectedly the very person who'd been in my thoughts all the night.
I'm very happy to occupy your thoughts, waking or dreaming, and I should count myself most fortunate should you be in any trouble, if you thought me worthy of helping you. There is nothing I wouldn't do.
Juanette, the door! Don't go, monsieur. The fact is, I'm in the process of getting my daughter married, and the young man in question has just arrived. She's never seen him.
Indeed.
Yes, the wedding will take place in a few days' time. I hope you'll tell the music master to be there.
I won't fail to do so.
And I hope that you'll be able to attend as well.
You are too kind.
Master! Here they are, father and son, Dr. Diaphragm, brought to you today by the letters D, R, and the number 3. I take back everything I said. Why, you are going to have a fine son-in-law. Yes, what I am so impressed. He hasn't said more than a few words, but so articulate. Oh, yes, and your daughter is going to be charm-ed, I'm sure. Here they come. Is it their own theme music?
Sir, Dr. Burgoyne has forbidden me to uncover my head. Being a member of the medical profession, I'm sure you'll understand why.
The purpose of our visits is to bring relief to our patients, never to incommode them. We have come, sir. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Thompson. I didn't indicate to you. I'm sorry.
And let me assure you, sir,
in receiving us into the atmosphere of your life, and to assure you, in anything to do with my profession, as indeed all other matters, we are always ready to be of service.
Charming.
Come along, Thomas. Come forward. Make your compliments.
Do I begin with the father?
Yes.
Madame.
Comedy.
Aha! Monsieur, how aptly has heaven bestowed no. Monsieur, and you I come to salute, acknowledge, cherish, and revere a second father. But a second father to make bold to say, I am more indebted to my original one.
Yes.
For he begot me, but you have chosen me. He had to take me, but you have accepted me voluntarily. My kinship with him is physical. I am a product of his body. But with you, I am a product of your will and intention. And in so much as the faculty of the mind surpasses the faculty corporeal, so am I in debt to you, and in like measure hold precious the future of filiation, for which I come today to offer you in advance my humble and respectful thanks.
Well, let's hear it for higher education, yeah?
Was that all right, Father?
Oh, yes. Excellent.
Come, make your greetings to the gentleman. Come and make your greetings to the gentleman. Get your butt over here right now.
Do I have to kiss him?
Yes. Yes.
Madam, how aptly has heaven bestowed on you?
This isn't my wife. This is my daughter.
Then, where's your wife?
She's coming.
Do I wait till she comes, Father?
No, begin with the young lady in the meantime.
Madam,
Wazelle, even as
the
statue of
Memnon used to give forth their melodious sound at the moment when the sun's rays first illuminated it. So did I find myself animated with emotion when the rays of your beauty first appeared.
Charming.
What?
Charming?
Charming.
even as
naturalists observe the flower named heliotrope ever turns toward the star of day. Henceforth and forever will my heart turn towards those resplendent luminaries. Your lovely eyes as to its own pearl star. Permit me then, madam.
Wazelle,
To offer this very day upon the altar of your charms a heart which seeks no other glory than that of being your ever obedient, humble, and devoted servant and spouse.
Well, it only goes to show what a college degree can do for a man.
What do you have to say to that?
If he's as good a doctor as he is an orator, his medical practice should be astounding.
Ah, you see, sir, how everyone admires your son. You're very fortunate to have a boy like this.
Well, it is not because I am his father, but I have good reason to be proud of him. All who know of him speak of him as a most blameless young man. Of course, he has never shown a lively imagination or sparkling wit one observes in some young men, but that I have always taken to bode well for his judgment, a quality necessary for the practice of our art. In childhood, he was never what one would call lively or pert. He never spoke, and he took the longest time in learning the alphabet. Never mind, I used to say to myself, the tardy tree oft yields the better fruit.
Fruit?
Fruit.
Fruit.
One writes less easily on marble than on sand, but what is written there endures. And this sluggishness of imagination is the mark of sound judgment yet to come. When I sent him to college, he made hard going of it, but at length, in sheer stubbornness, he succeeded in qualifying. And now, 2 years after receiving his bachelor's degree, I can say without boasting that no candidate has made more noise than he in the disputations of our faculty. He has built for himself quite a formidable reputation. There's no proposition put forward, but he'll argue to the last breath to the contrary. Firm in dispute in defense of a principle, he never changes his opinion. Oh, but what pleases me most about him, and herein he follows my own example, is his unyielding attachment to the opinions of the ancient authorities and his refusal to listen to or even credit the arguments in favor of such alleged discoveries of our own time as the circulation of blood and other such nonsense.
I have written a thesis refuting those who would believe the circulation of blood, which, with your permission, monsieur, I would venture to offer the young lady as the first fruits of my genius.
Charming.
This is of no use to me, monsieur. I know nothing of such matters.
Let me look at it. Here, hold. Good boy, good boy. Oh, well, this will look really nice in the bedroom.
With your permission, monsieur, I would offer the young lady an opportunity to witness the pleasure of watching a woman dissected.
What fun.
To continue, so far as the qualities necessary for marriage and proliferation are concerned, I can assure you that by our medical standards, he's everything that could be desired. He possesses in a laudable degree the equipment necessary for procreating many healthy offspring.
Oh, excellent! Cheers for everyone!
I need a drink.
The doctor told me to hydrate. Where did you go?
Stay there.
Another fun day at the house.
Well, sir, I assume you will secure a post as court physician for your son.
To be quite frank, I've never found the practice of our art among people of quality to be very exciting. My experience has been it is better for us to practice among the general public. Well, they are less exacting, and you don't need to answer to anybody for your actions, provided you keep to the beaten path of professional practice. You don't need to worry about the results. The trouble with people of quality is, when they are ill, they insist upon being cured.
Imagine expecting you fellas to cure them. Why, it's their job.
quite true. We've no obligation beyond giving them the orthodox treatment. Music master! How about a little music for the company?
I'm at your service, sir. It occurs to me that it might be entertaining if the young lady and I were to sing a little passage from an opera composed just recently. Here is your part.
Mine?
Please don't say no. Let me explain to you the passage we have to sing. I have no singing voice myself, but it will be sufficient that I make myself heard. Perhaps you'll be good enough to make allowances for me in view of the fact that I must encourage the young lady to sing.
Are the words interesting?
It is really a little extemporized opera. What you are going to hear is no more than rhythmical prose or a sort of free verse, such as their feelings and the occasion might suggest to two people conversing together and speaking impromptu.
Very well, let's hear it.
The substance of the scene is this. A certain shepherd was watching a play one day. It had scarcely begun when his attention was attracted by a nearby disturbance. Turning, he saw a boorish fellow behaving rudely to a shepherdess. He immediately chastised the bully for his insolence, approached the shepherdess, and beheld a young lady with the most beautiful eyes he had ever seen. Alas, he said to himself, how could anyone offend so lovely a creature?
I know!
He paid no more attention to the play, except to find it all too short, since the final curtain must separate him from his lovely shepherdess. From the moment he saw her, he was utterly and completely in love, as ever any man could be. After the play, he began to suffer pangs of separation. He tried by every means to catch another glimpse of her, but in vain. His shepherdess was kept under too close a restraint. Such was his passion that he was determined to ask for her hand, but at that very moment, he learned her father had arranged to marry her to another. Behold him, stricken with a deadly sorrow. The idea of his beloved in the arms of another is more than he can bear. With the desperation of passion, he finds means to enter her house, to learn her feelings, and to hear his fate from her own lips. There he finds all is as he feared. He meets the unworthy rival. He beholds him ridiculous, but triumphant. The sight fills him with rage, which he can barely restrain. He exchanges despairing glances with the object of his love, but her father's presence prevents her from speaking, save with her eyes. At last, casting aside all restraint, in a transport of love, he sings as follows. Fairest Phyllis, this pain I can't bear. Oh, break this cruel silence, speak to me from your heart. Reveal to me my destiny. Am I to live or die?
Look at me, Kirsten, melancholy and sad Phyllis. Here I am forced to win a stupid, smelly toad. I look at him and cry. I look at you and sigh.
Never knew my daughter could sight reach.
Alas, fairest Phyllis, happy Tircis, to hear these words so fair. Yes, my heart you ensnare. Do I dare hope to share a love so rare?
My heart cannot hide, it cannot be denied that yes, Tircis, it's you I love.
Blessed words, oh blessed refrain, yet my doubts still remain. Repeat them once again, repeat them once again.
Yes, Tircis, it's you I love.
Again, Phyllis, again.
I love you.
100 times again, 1,000 times again.
Yes, I love you. Yes, I love you. Yes, Tircis, I love you.
But Phyllis, if you'll pardon one tiny observation, there's but one thing that spoils my bliss, and it is this. It is this.
His presence is to me a fate worse than death. A fate worse than death is his presence to me.
But your father has said you must wed.
I'd rather die. I'd rather die than consent to such fate. I'd rather die than consent to such fate.
What does her father say to all this?
He says nothing.
We must be a fool to let all this go on and say nothing.
Your dad's catching on, so let's walk away and be gone.
Enough of this silly play, sir. That shepherd Kirsten is a rogue, and that shepherdess is an impudent trollop to talk like that in front of her father. Let me see those words, sir.
It's a two-part opera.
Where are the words you've been singing? There's nothing on this page but notes.
Didn't you hear, monsieur, that they've recently invented a method of writing notes and words all in one?
Well, I
am your humble servant, monsieur. You could have very well done without this ridiculous nonsense.
I had hoped you would find it amusing.
Good! Let me introduce you to Dr. Diaphanous and his son Thomas.
Madam, how aptly has heaven bestowed on you the title of Mother Sense, because in your visage we behold...
I'm delighted to have come in time to have the honor of meeting you, monsieur.
Madam, you have interrupted me in the middle of my sentence, and now I can't remember!
Oh, keep it for another time, Thomas.
I wish you would have been here earlier, my dear.
Oh, yes, madam. What did you miss by the whole bit about the second father and the flower of Jerome?
Get over here right now and
Statue of
put in your troth as your husband to be.
Father, please give us time. At least let us see arise between us the mutual inclination which is so essential to a perfect union.
As far as I'm concerned, Giselle, the inclination is there already, and I have no need to wait any longer.
No! You may be quick to act, monsieur, but I am not. And I must confess your virtues have not yet made all that impression on me.
There'll be plenty of time for that after you're married.
Father! Give me time! Marriage is a bond which shouldn't be compulsory, and if the gentleman is an honorable one, he will not wish to take a wife who is forced to marry him. Maybe she has someone else in mind. Oh, well, if I had, madam, it would be one such as reason and modesty would approve. Oh, if I were you, I wouldn't insist on her marrying, but I know what I would do. Oh, I know what you mean, madam, but it may be that your hopes of incarcerating me in a convent won't come to pass. It's a sorry state of affairs when clever, well-brought-up daughters like you scorn their father's wishes. Things were different in my day.
Last year.
There are limits to a daughter's duty, madam. You mean that your mind's set on marriage, but you want to choose a husband to suit your own fancy? Oh, if my father won't allow me the husband of my choice, I beg him to at least not insist on my marrying one I could never love.
Don't worry, gentlemen.
Women marry for different reasons. Really? For my own part, since I intend to marry for love, and regard it as a lifelong bond, I must, I assure you, approach it with caution. Oh, of course. There are some women for whom marriage is merely a means of escaping the control of their parents and obtaining the freedom to do whatever they wish. Really? There are others, madam, for whom marriage is merely a matter of material advantage. They marry with an eye to a settlement, becoming rich at the death of their husbands, running through a succession of them, collecting their wealth without the slightest scruple or conscience. Of course, such women aren't very particular and care very little about who the husband may be. Oh, you are very eloquent today. May I ask what you mean by all this? Just what I have said, madam. Your impudence is becoming unbearable, my dear. No doubt you would like to provoke me to rudeness, but I warn you I don't intend to give you the satisfaction. Oh, I've never heard such impertinence. Say what you like, madam. It will do you no good. Oh, you're really laughable. When you're right and presumption. It's no use, madam. You cannot provoke me, and I'll spare you the temptation by taking my leave.
Josephine, you prepare to marry this man within 4 days, or you go ordering her around.
I'm sorry, I must go too, my dear. There's business in town I have to attend to.
Yes, you go see the notary, and how about the, you know what?
Goodbye, dear heart.
Oh, that woman loves me. It's incredible.
We must also take our leave of you, monsieur.
Oh, before you go, sir, would you mind giving me a brief checkup?
Thomas, take the gentleman's other arm to show you know how to take a pulse properly. Quid dico, what sayest thou?
Dico, I say. This is the pulse of a man who is not at all well.
Good.
Steady-ish, not to say steady.
Very good.
Falling off a little now.
Bene.
Even a little erratic.
Optime.
Indicative of a disturbed state of the splenetic parenchyma, which is the spleen.
Excellente!
No, Dr. Burgoyne says it's my liver that's so wrong.
Oh, yes, when one talks of parenchyma, it covers both. Because of close proximity by way of the vast deference of the pylorus and meniscolecti of the vas brevi, the bile ducts. No doubt he tells you to eat plenty of fried beef.
No, only boiled.
Oh, fried, boiled, same thing. He's very wise, Dr. Burgoyne. You couldn't be in better hands.
Oh, no, tell me, how many grains of salt should one take with an egg?
Grains of salt. 6, 8, 10. Always even numbers. Just as with pills, it's odd numbers. And now, Thomas, monsieur, we must take our leave. Yes, Thomas. Come. Good day, monsieur.
Till we meet again, sis.
Darling, I stopped in on my way out to warn you to keep your eye on something. As I was passing Angelique's door, I saw a young man in her room.
Young man in my daughter's room?
Yes, he slipped away just as soon as he saw me. Your other daughter, precious little Louison, was with them. I suspect she can tell you about it.
You said Louis on to me.
Louison! Louison, your father was there!
Get out of here and find Louis on.
Louison! Louison! Louison!
What do you want, Daddy? Stepmother said you wanted to see me?
Yes, there you are. Come here. No. Come closer. No, closer still. You and your little games. No, closer. Get your butt down here right now. Turn this way. Look up. Look at me! Well?
Well, what, Daddy?
Now?
What is it?
You nothing to tell me?
If you like, I'll tell you the fable of the fox and the crow.
That's not what I'm talking about, Louison. Get
One
back here.
day, there was a crow sitting high up in a tree with a piece of cheese in its mouth. And a fox came along and he said, how could I get that piece of cheese? So he stood
That's how you get the cheese. Now, you know perfectly well what I want.
Excuse me, Daddy. I didn't.
Is this how you obey me?
What do you mean?
I told you to tell me everything you see at once.
Yes, Daddy.
And you've seen nothing today?
No, Daddy.
Nothing at all?
No.
Are you sure about that?
Sure.
Absolutely, positively certain.
Absolutely, positively certain.
And I'm going to have to make you see something.
Oh, fiddle.
Don't you say fiddlesticks to me! You didn't tell me that you saw a young man in your sister's room!
Oh, Daddy.
Oh, you're gonna get it now, girl. Get back here! You're getting a whipping. Don't try and hide behind her.
Forgive me, Daddy!
No, you have to be whipped first for fibbing. I don't want to whip you. You shut her off. Get back. No, you have to be whipped for fibbing. There's no way around it.
Louise, oh, it's so bad.
Get back here.
Wait.
What?
Oh, no! Abuse! Daddy, for God's sakes, don't whip me!
You brought it on yourself.
No!
Get down.
Do you see this? Call the authorities! Call them! Please!
She's so cute.
No! Daddy! I'm dying!
Done with the games? Louis on. Enough fooling around. Get up. Get up. Louis on. Oh my God, she is dead. What did I do? I barely touched her. You saw it. You're gonna back me up on this, aren't you? Oh my God. My daughter is dead. My poor daughter. What am I going to do with the body? Oh, Jesus. I'm too old to go to prison. I don't want to end it like that. Oh, my God. It's the stick's fault. It was the stick. A curse on all sticks. I didn't know. Oh, my God. My baby. Oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm going to tell everybody. Oh, my God. Oh.
Thank you.
You are a little scamp. I'll forgive you this time, provided you tell me the whole truth.
You won't tell Sister I told you.
No.
A man came into her room, Father, while I was there.
What?
I asked him what he wanted, and he said he was her music master.
Oh, that's the game! And then what happened?
And then, dun dun dun!
Sister came in.
And
she said, go! For heaven's sakes, go! You'll drive me to despair! Oh, oh,
And then?
I'm sorry. And then he did not want to go.
Oh, and?
And then he said all sorts of things.
What?
He said he loved her dearly, and she was the most beautiful girl in the whole wide world. Sitting in a tree.
And then what happened?
And then he got down on his knees.
Yes?
And he kissed her hands.
Oh.
And then, I don't know if I should say it.
No, you have to.
No, it's too bad.
No, you promised.
No.
Yes.
It's PG-13.
I don't care. Tell me.
And then, stepmother came in and she ran away.
That's all?
Yes.
Nothing else happened?
Nope.
There's nothing you're not telling me.
Well, in this situation or in general?
Excuse me a moment.
No.
Yep.
No!
Shh!
Daddy!
My little finger
Daddy!
is telling me something.
Oh.
What? No, there's no way.
This is
There's no way. No,
embarrassing.
she promised. She promised me. Well, all right. We'll look into it. My little finger is telling me that there's something else you saw, something which you're not telling me.
Then your little finger is a fibber!
Ow! 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 Be careful! Ow!
No! No! Get away! It's a fibber! Oh, it's a fibber! No, Daddy! Save yourself! Save Thank you.
Children aren't children anymore. Oh, good. I hardly have time to think about my own illness. Oh, I'm just about done for.
Master,
Oh, what?
your sister is here.
Oh, good God.
Brother, how are you?
Oh, what do you mean, how am I? I'm bad. I'm very bad.
Bad in what
Oh,
way?
you wouldn't believe how weak I am.
Oh, that's a pity.
Oh, I hardly have strength enough to speak.
Then save your voice and listen. I came here with an offer of marriage for my niece Angeline.
Don't you talk to me about that ungrateful strumpet. She's an ingrateful trollop, and I'll have her in the convent before the day is up.
Now that's better. You sound stronger already. You see my visit's doing you a world of good. Well, we can talk about that later. First, let's have a little chat.
Oh, God, here it comes again. I'll be back in a minute. Oh.
Master, that is the second time today you've forgotten you cannot walk without your stick.
We're too weak. Oh.
Hurry, Master, hurry! Madam.
Yes.
Mademoiselle Angelique and I really need your help.
Yes?
Well, we've got to stop this stupid marriage he's so set on.
Oh, I will do anything I can. I don't like this any more than you do.
Well, I've been thinking.
About what?
Well, what if we produced a doctor of our own?
What do you mean?
A little free enterprise. I'll play a doctor myself. It sounds like a stupid idea, but it might work. And you do what you can on your side, and I'll do what I can. Here he comes.
Clean this up.
Yes, sir.
Clean up on aisle 7!
What are you doing? Oh, God, stay back! Oh, no!
Now, brother, I'd like to ask about...
What?
Will you promise me not to excite yourself during our conversation?
Agreed.
And you'll answer all my questions without hysterics?
Fine, yes.
And you'll treat our discussion with a spirit of calm detachment?
Good God, yes! What a preamble!
All right now. Why is it, brother, with all the money you have, and therefore all the son-in-laws you can choose from, why is it that you insist on marrying your daughter to a doctor's son whom she doesn't love?
Because I want to have a son-in-law who will be of some value to me.
But that's no concern of your daughter's, and moreover, there's someone available who would suit her much better.
But this one happens to suit me better.
But is this husband intended for her or you?
For both, sister. I want to have people in my family who are useful to me.
How can you possibly continue to be so obsessed with doctors and apothecaries? Are you determined to be ill despite all that your friends and nature itself can do for you?
What do you mean by that?
What I mean is, I've never seen anyone who's less sick than you are.
Ah.
Men like you usually die. Their remedy is not their diseases. One couldn't wish for a better constitution than yours. You've even survived all those medicines, those quacks have given you to swallow.
What you don't understand, sister, is that what keeps me going. Dr. Burgoyne said that if he stopped attending me for 3 days, I'd be a dead duck.
Dr. Burgoyne will be attending you into the next world if you aren't careful.
You must admit, sister, that doctors know more about things than other such people.
I find that those who claim to know everything, in fact, understand very little. All your doctors know is what I've told you, which doesn't amount to very much when it comes to curing genuinely sick people. All their art consists of is high-sounding gibberish and specious babbling, which offers words instead of cures and promises instead of results.
And yet, sister, there are people who are as wise and as clever as you, and they call the doctor the moment they think they're ill.
Ha! That's evidence of human frailty, not proof of the doctor's skill. And the richest quacks, they're always up on the most fashionable ailments, the popular pills, the latest diets, fashionable frauds.
They are not frauds.
Your Dr. Burgoyne, for example. Make no bones about it. He represents a victory of fashion over fact.
The fact is, sister, you've never liked him.
A better doctor would tell you you're not sick.
Oh, I'm as weak as a baby.
There I might agree with you.
Nonsense. Toinette, the door!
Very well, brother, let's change the subject.
Oh, good.
My niece, your daughter.
Oh, what about her, you ungrateful strumpet?
Let me beg you not to put her in a convent just because she has shown some slight opposition to your wishes.
Slight opposition?
Marriage is a choice made for a whole lifetime, and her entire happiness depends on it. Can't you make some concession to your daughter's wishes?
The great apothecaries, Florence and Flora!
Monsieur.
Flora, my apothecaries. Well, sister, to end this pointless discussion, I am a master in my own house and intend to do as I see fit.
I don't doubt that in the goodness of her heart, your wife will be delighted to see both your daughters become nuns.
Well, now we're getting down to it, aren't we? My wife's brought into it. Oh, she's the cause of all this trouble. Everyone seems to be against her.
Very well, we'll leave your wife out of it.
Good. Now, if you'll excuse me.
What are you doing?
I'm going to take my enema.
You are mad! Can't you manage 5 minutes without an enema? Send them away!
What?
What? Put it off to another time.
What do you mean by interfering with the doctor's orders?
Doctor's orders?
And preventing the gentleman from taking my enema.
From taking my enema! Go away! It's evident you aren't used to addressing yourselves to people's faces.
You are wasting my time!
Wasting my time! Surely you're paid for it.
That's not the
Not the point! Thought it was.
How dare you!
I ask you once and for all, brothers, there's no curing you of this disease of being doctored. Go away.
Out! Right
Outrageous!
You have no right to make it fun of
Fun of medicine!
Maybe you could come back later tonight or possibly tomorrow.
I have never heard of such a thing!
Heard of such things!
Oh, have
You know we came here on specific instructions from Dr. Burgoyne.
Dr. Burgoyne!
And I shall tell Dr. Burgoyne
Burgoyne!
I have been prevented from carrying out his orders.
Carrying out his orders.
He's not going to take this very well. You shall see.
This is going to be very unfortunate, sister.
Unfortunate. Miss one of Dr. Burgoyne's enemas. Are you going to be the victim of their remedies the rest of your life?
My God, you talk like a woman who is well. You'd change your tune if you were in my position. It's easy to talk against medicine when you're in good health.
What exactly is the matter with you?
Oh, just leave me alone.
Oh, but I want to know!
Hey, let it go.
Master!
What?
Dr. Burgoyne is here.
Oh, God.
This one's for Ed. Here's Dr. Burgoyne. You got it. You got it.
Ah, sir, there you are. Yes. Hello.
Fan the news that I have been airing downstairs. It seems that you are making a mockery of my orders. Refusing the remedies that I have prescribed. Oh, the audacity! A patient rebellion against his doctor.
No, I'm not rebelling.
Remember, which I have been and prepared with my own hands.
No, it wasn't me.
Compounded and concocted according to my own formula.
Yeah, it was a mistake.
Remember, which would have had a wonderful effect on the
Oh,
balance.
no, it wasn't my fault.
Rejected with contempt.
No, I didn't.
Outrageous behavior!
No, it was my
A
sister.
crime against medicine!
No, it was a mistake.
That treason against the entire medical
Dr. Burgoyne, it wasn't
faculty!
me.
No punishment will be too severe!
You don't need to prove me.
Declares that I have nothing more to do with you!
No.
I renounce our connection with you!
No.
To show that I am entirely finished with you, forget about the marriage settlement between you and my nephew Thomas!
No, Dr. Burgoyne.
Despise my enemy!
No, take it.
But I was going to kill you!
No, right, take it
I
now.
was going to give your system a thorough cleanup!
Please.
And completely detoxicate you!
No, Dr.
And that's 2 doses and so on, I should have cleared out the trouble!
Oh, there's 2 more now.
Since you don't choose to be killed at my hand,
I do.
since you dared into obedience of patience to his doctor,
It wasn't me.
since you've dared to rebel against my prescription,
Sister.
I declare that I abandon you to your evil constitution, to the disorder of your bowels, the corruption of your blood, the bitterness of your anger, and the peculance of your humors.
Dr. Burgoyne.
I predict that in 3 days, you will be in a terrible position.
Oh, mercy.
For it to state the bladder-pepsia.
Oh, Dr. Burgoyne.
Bladder-pepsia to dyspepsia.
Dr. Burgoyne.
From dyspepsia to apepsia.
Dr. Burgoyne.
From apepsia to diarrhea and dysentery.
Oh, Dr. Burgoyne.
From dysentery to dysentery.
Dr.
From
Burgoyne.
dysentery to dropsy.
Dr. Burgoyne.
And from dropsy to autopsy.
Oh, Dr. Burgoyne.
And remember this. Your father will have brought you to.
No.
Spy him! Oh, this is man now! Why not do? That too! Oh, what the severance I have here! I have the
I'm a dead man. My God. I'll be dead within 3 days without his help.
Brother, you are crazy. Pull yourself together.
You heard the awful maladies he threatened me with.
What a fool you are.
I'll be dead within 3 days.
And what does it matter what he said? Anyone would think to hear you that he held your life in his hands and had absolute authority to prolong your days or cut them short as he wished. Brother, why can't you give up this addiction?
Because I'm afraid.
Understand that the living principles within you and Dr. Burgoyne's wrath has no more power to kill you than his medicines do to keep you alive. Here's your chance to be free. Take it. You can easily get another doctor.
No, Dr. Burgoyne understands my constitution. He knows just how I ought to be treated.
Master, there is a doctor here to see you.
Oh, what doctor?
Well, a doctor of medicine.
I asked who he was.
Oh, I don't know, but upon my word, he and I are as alike as two peas in a pod. Why, if I wasn't sure my mother was an honorable woman, I'd say he was a younger brother she had after my father died.
Very well, send him in.
Okay, well, amazing luck. One doctor leaves you and another shows up.
You have let me in for a lot of trouble with Dr. Burgoyne.
Going back to that again, are we? What are you so worried about?
I'm worried about all those Pepsias I've never heard of before. Dyspepsia, apepsia. What are they?
It can't be as bad as all that.
They don't sound good.
Well, permit me to call upon you, monsieur, and offer my humble services in any bloodlettings and purgings you might be needing.
I'm at your service, doctor. Doesn't he look exactly like Toinette?
Excuse me, monsieur, I forgot to leave instructions with my servant. I will be right back.
I swear, he looks exactly like Toinette.
Oh, there certainly is a remarkable resemblance, but I've come across similar cases before, and one often reads about such freaks of nature.
Well, I'm astonished.
Oh, master, my favorite master in the entire world. Were you wanting something?
What?
Weren't you just calling me just now?
No.
Oh, hell, my ears must have been burning.
No, stay and see how like you this doctor is.
Not me. I love my job. I'm too busy downstairs.
If I hadn't seen the both of them, I would have thought they were one and the same person.
I've read about some surprising cases of resemblance. Cases where everyone was deceived.
Well, I am astonished.
I hope you will forgive this curiosity, monsieur, of wishing to see so celebrated an invalid as yourself. Your widespread reputation will, I hope, excuse the liberty I have taken.
Oh, I thank you very much, doctor.
I see that you are staring at me. How old do you think I am?
I should say you're not more than 26, 27 tops.
I am 92.
92?
Yes. It is one of the secrets of my practice, how to keep oneself young-looking and vigorous.
You are a young-looking 92, huh?
I travel. I go from place to place and province to province and country to country, seeking the opportunities for the exercise of my talents, patience, worthy of my attention, and cases which call for the profound discoveries I have made in the field of medicine.
I'm much obliged to you, doctor.
Schmenge. I think it is time to hear your pulse. Yes, Dicto, I say. Come on now.
Ow!
Beat properly. I see this does not know me very well. Other way. Put up. There is a secret vein behind the knee. Come on now. Oh! It's not speaking to me. Who is your doctor?
Dr. Burgoyne.
Who?
Dr. Burgoyne?
Larson, Munson, Nelson, Olsen. He is not on my list of the great doctors. What does he say is wrong with you?
Well, he says it's my spleen.
What?
No, others say it's my liver.
Oh, what? The ignorance. Why, it is your brains that are the problem.
My brains?
Yes. What do they say are your symptoms?
Well, I do have headaches from time to time.
Oh, you see? Brains.
Ow! At other times, I have a pain at my groin.
Oh, yes, right about here.
Oh.
That's the brains, right, ladies?
At other times, I'm stiff in my legs.
Oh, yes, that travels right up the spine and to the brain.
At other times, I've a kind of a mist before my eyes.
But that's obviously the brains. Okay, now, let's see. Do you feel hungry for your meals?
Yes, doctor.
Yes, brains. Feel sleepy after a meal? Feel you need a nap?
Yes, doctor.
Brains again. What diet does your doctor prescribe for you?
He says I can have unsalted beef broth.
Oh, what?
Powdered kelp.
Oh, the ignorant.
And a few prunes in the evening as a laxative.
The ignorant. Ignorantus, ignoranta, ignorantum. Yes, see, I'm a good doctor. You are getting lousy advice. Too much water, not enough wine, and to thicken your blood, which is too thin, you need to eat plenty of good prime beef, some mashed potatoes, lots of good Dutch cheeses, some ice cream, some whipped cream. Should think about sharing a little with your maid once in a while. Some good French wine. Yes, and that will help your blood thicken and conglutinate. Your doctor is an ass. I will check in on you myself from time to time when I am in town.
I'm much obliged to you, doctor.
Oh, dear God. What are you doing with that arm?
My arm?
Yes. I would have it right off if I were you.
Why?
Well, don't you see how it is stealing all the nourishment from the other one and keeping it from growing? Ladies and gentlemen, he's a freak of nature.
I need my arm.
Oh, dear Lord, I would have that eye out too if I were you.
My eye?
Yes! You will see so much better with the left.
There's no hurry, is there?
Well, suit yourself. I must be going. I have an important consult with a patient today. He died yesterday.
He died yesterday?
Yes, I am his only hope of getting better. Until we meet again.
You'll excuse me not showing you to the door.
He seems like a clever sort of doctor.
He's in a bit too much of a hurry for me.
Oh, great physicians are all like that.
Wanting to cut an arm off and take out an eye so the other could get along better? Much rather they didn't get on so well.
God in Himmel, what was that for?
Be off with you. That sort of behavior does not amuse me. Thank you very much.
What?
Well, that doctor of yours was trying to feel my pulse.
I never. And at 92.
Well, now, brother, since your friend Burgoyne has forgotten the marriage contract, won't you let me talk to you about the young man who's a suitor for my niece?
No, she's an ungrateful trollop, and she'll be in a convent before the day is out.
Well,
I've made up my mind.
I know one person who'll be pleased.
Oh, here we go. You keep coming back to my wife.
I can no more bear your infatuation with her than I can your obsession with doctors. I can't stand by and watch you walk straight into every trap that's set for you.
Oh, madam, come now. The mistress loves the master. Loves him so much. Why, words cannot describe how much she loves him.
Ask her how fond she is of me.
Oh, it's true.
How worried she is by my illness.
No doubt.
How much care and love she bestows on me.
Yes, yes. Master, may I show your sister just how little she knows? Can I prove to her how wrong she is?
How?
The mistress is just coming in. Why don't you stay here and pretend to be dead?
Pretend to be dead?
Well, yes, you'll see how she grieves when she hears the news.
Yes.
All right, I'm willing.
Okay, but don't keep her in a state of despair too long. It might kill her.
What do I do?
Well, you just stretch yourself out. You go hide. All right?
There's no risk in pretending to be dead, is there?
Oh, what danger could there be? It will be a pleasure to show your sister just how wrong she is. Okay, stay still.
What is it, Toinette?
Oh, mistress! The master is dead!
My husband is dead?
Yes, the poor soul just passed.
Are you sure?
Yes.
until I finish a few business matters. Oh, there are papers and money I want to get a hold of. I've given it the best years of my life, and I deserve some reward. Come on, Quidditch! Ah!
This is how you love me, huh?
He's not dead!
I'm very pleased to hear your moving eulogy.
No, fiddlesticks!
Don't you say fiddlesticks! Get out of my house!
Well, brother, see how it is.
Yes, I would never have believed it.
I'll be wiser in the future.
Master, your daughters are coming just now. Why don't you get back in the chair and pretend to be dead and see how they take the news?
No.
While we're at it, you might as well find out how your whole family feels about it.
I don't wanna.
Yes. Come on. Oh, PG.
Daddy, don't believe her! I didn't do anything! What's the matter? Oh, why are you crying?
Oh, girls, I have such bad news to tell you both.
Oh, what is it?
Your father is dead.
My father's...
Yes, he just expired in my arms.
Oh, no! What is it? Father? Father! Daddy!
Daddy!
You're on the world, Daddy! And now I've lost you! Oh, Dad to lose me at a time when he was angry with me! What consolation will I find for such a loss?
What's the matter, my dear Angelique? Why are you weeping?
Alas, I weep for the dearest, most precious thing I had to lose. I weep for my father's death.
Alas, I had implored your aunt to speak to him on my behalf, and I was just coming myself to endeavor by my own prayers to persuade him to give me your hand.
No more of that plan. We must give up all thoughts of marriage. I have no more longing for the world now that I've lost my father. Yeah, I renounce it forever. Yes, Father. If I have lost you, comply with them now and make amends for the grief which I caused you. Let this kiss be a token of repentance.
My dear child. He said I'm not dead.
No, you're not dead.
Heaven in its goodness restores you to me. Let me now throw myself one favor of you. If you can't approve my heart's desire, if you can't give me Crayon for a husband, don't, I beg you, force me to marry another.
Monsieur, let her prayers and mine move you. I beg you not to oppose our mutual inclinations.
Oh, brother, can you have a heart to refuse?
Yes, how could you resist such affection?
All right, let it become a doctor, and I'll consent to the marriage. You become a doctor, and I'll give you my daughter.
Willingly, monsieur. If that's all that's needed to become your son-in-law, I'll turn doctor. Aye, even apothecary if you like. That's no great matter. I'd do far more than that to win my fair Angelique.
An idea occurs to me, brother. Why not turn doctor yourself? Just think how convenient it would be. You could even write your own prescriptions.
Well, yes, what disease would have the audacity to attack the doctor himself? Audacity!
I think you're making fun of me. I'm too old to start studying medicine.
Study? You know enough about it already. There are lots of them who know far less than you do.
No, you need to know Greek and Latin, diagnose the diseases, and know the remedies.
Once you put on the cap and gown of a doctor, you'll have all the skill that's required.
Wait, you're saying once you put on the cap and gown, you can discourse on diseases?
That's it. Once you have the uniform of an expert, all you have to do is open your mouth. Whatever nonsense comes out will become wisdom, and all the rubbish good sense. Oh, let me arrange it right away.
What do you mean?
Here and now, in your own home.
In my own home?
Yes, I have a number of friends in the faculty who will come at once to perform the ceremony here, and it won't cost you a thing.
But what will I say? What answers will I give?
Oh, I'll give you a paper with what you have to say on it. Now go get yourself dressed while I send for them.
All right, I'll give it a try.
What are you talking about? What's all this about your friends in the faculty?
Yes, what have you got in mind?
Just a little something to amuse us this evening. A ceremony for conferring a doctor's degree. A little burlesque with music and dances. I want us all to take part, and my brother shall play the leading role.
Oh, but it rather seems to me, Auntie Bee, that you're making fun of Father.
No. Hey, girls, no. It's not so much making fun of him as it is fulfilling his fantasies. And why not? It's all in the family. Now I want you each to take a part. It'll be fun. After all, it is carnival time. Come, Toinette, Louisa, let's get things ready.
Do you agree?
Well, I suppose so, since it's Auntie Bee's idea, and since it is carnival time.